We're ranking the 10 most famous dinosaurs from the least threatening to the absolutely most dangerous. These giants battled with spiked tails, bone-crushing jaws, horns, armor, and even teamwork, each earning their spot based on size, weaponry, and killing power. Some were herbivores that could still cripple predators, while others became the planet's deadliest hunters. Which dinosaur rules them all? Let's begin with number 10. Stegosaurus was a giant of the late Jurassic, stretching nearly 9 meters from nose to tail and weighing as much as 5 tons. Its most famous feature was not the double row of plates along its back, but the tail armed with 4 spikes, each up to 90 centimeters long. This weapon, known as the thagomizer, could swing with enough force to pierce deep into flesh or even break bone. Fossils of predators like Allosaurus sometimes show healed puncture wounds that match the size and shape of these spikes, clear evidence of brutal encounters. Despite its size, Stegosaurus moved slowly, relying on its tail for last-ditch defense rather than attack. It was not a hunter and posed little threat unless cornered, but any predator careless enough to get behind this dinosaur risked a crippling injury. That is why Stegosaurus opens our list, dangerous only when threatened, but never to be underestimated. Parasaurolophus stood out in the Cretaceous not for its teeth or claws, but for its remarkable crest, a long curved tube stretching back from its skull. CT scans of fossil skulls reveal that this crest wasn't just for show. Its hollow passages acted like a built-in brass instrument, letting Parasaurolophus blast out low, booming calls that could reach up to 110 decibels, about as loud as a chainsaw. These calls carried across the floodplains and could alert a herd to danger in an instant. Fossilized trackways show that Parasaurolophus rarely traveled alone. Herds, sometimes dozens strong, moved together for safety. When threatened, these dinosaurs relied on their numbers. A stampede of 3-ton bodies could trample smaller predators or force even larger hunters to think twice. While a single Parasaurolophus posed little threat on its own, the power of the herd and their ability to warn each other made them a force to be reckoned with. Triceratops was no easy target. Stretching up to 9 meters and weighing as much as 12 tons, this late Cretaceous giant came armed for battle. Its skull alone could reach over 2 meters, crowned with a broad frill and 3 sharp horns, each brow horn stretching up to a full meter in length. These were not just for display. Fossil evidence tells the story. Triceratops skulls often show healed punctures and gouges that match the size and spacing of Tyrannosaurus teeth. Even after a direct attack, many individuals survived, their bones knitting back together after brutal clashes. A charging Triceratops could drive its horns through flesh and bone, flipping predators or impaling anything that got too close. The frill shielded its neck and shoulders, turning deadly bites aside. While it never hunted, this herbivore could turn the tables on even the most fearsome meat-eaters, making any would-be attacker think twice before closing in. Ankylosaurus looked like a living fortress. Measuring up to 8 meters long and weighing nearly 5 tons, this late Cretaceous giant was wrapped in thick bony armor from snout to tail. But its real secret weapon was the tail club, a massive bone-crushing knob at the end of a stiffened tail, weighing as much as 50 kilograms. Recent biomechanical studies suggest that a swing from this club could deliver enough force to shatter the leg bones of an attacking predator. With its body held low to the ground and flanks protected by overlapping plates, Ankylosaurus presented almost no weak spots. Predators faced a terrible choice: risk a broken limb or back off. No evidence suggests Ankylosaurus ever hunted, but as a defender, it was nearly untouchable. That combination of near invulnerability and the power to cripple attackers secures its place high among the most dangerous dinosaurs, reactive but devastating when provoked. Velociraptor's reputation owes more to movies than to fossils. The real animal was about the size of a turkey, weighing just 15 kilograms, with a long stiff tail for balance and a brain proportionally larger than most dinosaurs. Its main weapon was a curved, sickle-shaped claw on each foot, sharp enough to slice through flesh. But the real danger came from its bigger cousins, like Deinonychus, reaching 70 kilograms, and Utahraptor, which grew even larger. Fossilized claws show deep grooves and wear, evidence they were used for gripping and slashing, not just display. Some paleontologists think these raptors hunted in groups, based on bone beds and trackways showing multiple individuals moving together, though this is still debated. Fast, agile, and possibly hunting in packs, raptors could take down prey much larger than themselves. Their intelligence and teamwork made them far more dangerous than their size suggests, but their small build limited them to medium-sized victims. Allosaurus ruled the Jurassic as a predator built for efficiency. At up to 10 meters long and weighing 2 tons, it was not the heaviest hunter on this list, but it was among the most successful. Its skull was lined with dozens of sharp, serrated teeth, perfect for slicing through the flesh of massive sauropods. Unlike the bone-crushing jaws of later predators, Allosaurus used a slashing bite, opening its jaws wide and driving them down with force, leaving long, shallow cuts. Fossilized sauropod ribs often bear the telltale parallel grooves of Allosaurus teeth, evidence of repeated attacks on living prey. Some paleontologists think these predators may have hunted in groups, with multiple individuals converging on a single vulnerable target. While direct proof of pack hunting is debated, the sheer number of Allosaurus fossils found alongside giant herbivores suggests they were relentless, opportunistic hunters. That lethal combination of speed, slicing jaws, and possible group tactics puts Allosaurus firmly in the top 5. Spinosaurus loomed over the riverbanks of Cretaceous Africa, stretching up to 18 meters in length and weighing close to 8 tons. Unlike the land-based giants, this predator was built for water. Its crocodile-like skull bristled with conical teeth, perfect for gripping slippery fish rather than slicing flesh. Fossil evidence, including a paddle-shaped tail and shortened hind limbs, points to a life spent swimming, not sprinting across floodplains. In 2014, paleontologist Nizar Ibrahim and his team revealed that Spinosaurus's tail acted like a giant fin, propelling it through rivers in search of massive prey. On land, its bulk and limb proportions made it less agile than terrestrial rivals, but in water, few creatures could match its size or power. Spinosaurus ranks 4th, not because it lacked danger, but because its reign was tied to the rivers, not the open plains where the deadliest land hunters roamed. Giganotosaurus stalked the ancient plains of South America as a predator built for the chase, stretching up to 13 meters, making it slightly longer than even Tyrannosaurus rex. This giant weighed around 9 tons, but carried its mass in a leaner, more athletic frame. Its skull alone measured an astonishing 1.8 meters, lined with blade-like teeth designed for slicing, not crushing. Unlike the bone-shattering jaws of Tyrannosaurus rex, Giganotosaurus relied on deep, slashing bites to weaken prey, a strategy suited for tackling the enormous sauropods that dominated its world. Fossil evidence places it alongside Argentinosaurus, the largest land animal ever discovered, hinting at a predator bold enough to hunt giants. Its long legs and streamlined build point to a pursuit hunter, capable of running down massive herbivores over open ground. Giganotosaurus ranks just below the top for its sheer size, speed, and ability to bring down colossal prey, but its slicing bite couldn't match the raw destructive power of the king that comes next. T-Rex stood nearly 13 meters long and weighed close to 9 tons, dominating late Cretaceous North America as the undisputed apex predator. Its skull, over 1.5 meters long, housed teeth built for destruction, thick, deeply serrated, and able to withstand enormous forces. Biomechanical models by Gignac and Erickson estimate T-Rex's bite force at a staggering 12,800 newtons, the highest ever recorded for any land animal. This power was not just for show. Fossilized bones of Triceratops and Edmontosaurus often bear puncture marks and shattered edges, clear evidence of T-Rex biting straight through bone to reach the marrow. Its senses matched its bite. Large olfactory bulbs and keen hearing gave it an edge as both hunter and scavenger. Alone, T-Rex could overpower nearly any rival, relying on raw strength and sensory superiority. But even this king faced a challenge numbers could overcome, setting the stage for the ultimate predator at number 1. Utah Raptor brought together everything that makes a predator deadly. At up to 7 meters long and weighing nearly a ton, it was the heavyweight among raptors. Each hind foot carried a sickle-shaped claw reaching 25 centimeters, longer than most kitchen knives. Fossil evidence from the Moab megablock in Utah reveals groups of Utahraptors preserved alongside prey, hinting at coordinated attacks rather than random gatherings. Biomechanical studies show that a single swipe from those massive claws could slice deep into flesh and cause catastrophic bleeding. Unlike solitary giants, Utahraptor likely hunted in packs, overwhelming even large dinosaurs with rapid, multi-directional strikes. Intelligence and teamwork made a group of Utahraptors far more dangerous than any lone predator. That's why Utahraptor stands at the top of this list, not just for size or strength, but for the terrifying efficiency of a coordinated assault. Across all 10 dinosaurs, one pattern stands out. True danger isn't just about size, it's about weapons, armor, and above all, teamwork. Evolution rewarded creativity, not just muscle. That's why dinosaur dominance remains a lesson in adaptation and survival, not brute force. Which would you face? Tell us below.